Hi everyone, I am AKD sir with you friends in the channel Classes with I Learn. So today's class especially meant for the class 10 boys who are going to appear in the next year in their final examination in both the central boards like CBSE, ICSE or the different state boards. And you know, this is a part of the mathematics to be special mentioned that it's a part of the commercial mathematics. And the topic is compound interest. You know, every money has got its worth. When a person invests some amount of money in a bank or some financial institution, or the person borrows some amount of money from the financial institution, then some added money has to be paid either by the bank to the person or the person pays to the bank in repaying, and we call this amount to be the interest. You are knowing it. Now the money that which is invested is called to be the principal, or that can be borrowed also. Now rate of interest is R, which usually expressed as a percentage per annum. The number of years is termed as N, the interest accrued is I, and the amount at the end of the term is A. Either the financial institution pays back the investor, we call the investor, or the borrower has to pay the financial institution or the bank as their repayment. This is called to be the amount. Now the basic difference between the simple interest, we term this as SI, and the compound interest, let it be CI, is that in SI, the interest component is not added to the principal for calculating the interest for the next term, while in the CI, it is added. It is added. Let's take some example, for a clarification. For example, if a person deposits rupees 10,000 in a bank or FI means a financial institution, for 2 years of SI of 6%, then at the end of the 2 years, the person will get back the principal along with the SI for 2 years. That is, the amount A will be his principal rupees 10,000 he will give back, plus the interest on this rupees 10,000 for 2 years at the rate of 6% per annum. Okay, that is calculated. You know, the interest is PR into the N, PRN by 100. So this we calculate it, and it amounts to rupees 11,200. So this is calculated based on the SI. You know, the interest component that is accrued at the end of each year will be kept in a separate header for the simple interest. It is not added to the principal sum for counting the interest for the second year. This is the SI. While if the person had invested the same amount of money, that is rupees 10,000 for 2 years at the same rate of interest, here it is 6% per annum, but compounded annually, then the interest at the rate at the end of the first year, it will be interest 10,000 to 6 by 100, that is rupees 600. So at the beginning of the second year, the principal will become rupees 10,000 plus 600, that is the interest accrued for the first year. That is, in total it will be rupees 10,600. This is the amount of principal on which the interest will be counted for the second year, on which the interest for the second year will be counted. So the interest for the second year, once again the same formula, PRT by 100, that is rupees 10,600 into 6 by 100, that amounts to 636. So the person will get back the amount from the institution or from the bank as the principal rupees 6,000, 10,000, the interest for the first year rupees 600, and the interest for the second year 636. So if we add it up, the sum becomes rupees 11,236. So you see, for the simple interest it was 11,200, and counted the CI it becomes 11,236. That is rupees 36 more than that is counted by SI. Now, based on this simple logic, we can derive some useful formulae which will be useful to work out problems. Now, if the rate of interest is annual and the interest is compounded annually, then the amount A is equal to P whole into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power n. And the CI, that is the compound interest, will be the amount minus the principal. But if the rate of interest is annual and the interest is compounded half yearly, then n is doubled, that is 2n, and R is halved, that is R by 2. So in that case, A means the amount becomes A is equal to P whole into 1 plus R by 2 upon 100 whole to the power 2n. We will be using this formula. So in general terms, if the interest is compounded m times annually, then the amount will become A equals to P whole into 1 plus R over n whole upon 100 whole to the power mn. Now, when the interest is compounded yearly and the time is not given in complete years, say 2 years, 5 months, like that, say n years and m months, then the formula will become amount A equals to P whole into 1 plus R upon 100 to the power n whole into 1 plus R into m by 12. When is months, we are turning this into the years, into m by 12, this upon 100. Now, when the rate is different for every year, say R1% for the first year, R2% for the second year, and R3% for the third year, and so on, then the amount A equals to P whole into 1 plus R1 by 100 whole into 1 plus R2 by 100 whole into 1 plus R3 by 100, and so on. And finally, the interest for the nth year, say for the 5th year, or say for the 4th year, this way. So amount after n years minus amount after the previous, up to the previous years, that is amount after the n minus 1 years. So the interest in the nth year, that equals to P whole into 1 plus R upon 100 to the power n minus P whole into 1 by R upon 100 to the power n minus 1. Just we are simplifying it, we are taking common P whole into 1 plus R by 100 to the power n minus 1, we are taking common. So from the first part it becomes 1 plus R upon 100, and from this part it is minus 1. So this plus 1 and minus 1 cancels out, and the formula finally becomes P whole into 1 plus R upon 100 to the power n minus 1 into R upon 100. Now let us take one question. A sum amounts to rupees 22,472 in 2 years and to rupees 23,820.82.32 in 3 years. Interest being compounded annually. So what is wanted? Find the rate of interest. So let us solve it. Let the principal sum be P, we do not know it, and the rate of interest that has to be found out be R% annually. Now by problem, P whole into 1 plus R upon 100 whole square equals to 22,472. Let this equation be 1. And P whole into 1 by R, 1 plus R by 100 whole cube, that equals to 23,820.32. That is equation number 2. Now we are dividing the equation number 2 by the equation number 1. So this way PP cancels out. It will be cube by square, that will be simply 1 plus R upon 100, that equals to 23,820.32 divided by 22,472. I advise my students just to simply divide it. Okay, you just simply divide it. The result, the quotient becomes 1.06. Now what is 1.06? What is 1 plus 6 by 100? Now look upon 1 plus R upon 100 is equal to 1 plus 6 upon 100. So quite evidently, you know, R upon 100 is equal to 6 upon 100, that is R equals to 6. Therefore, the rate percent is 6% annually, and that's the answer there. Now let us take another question. The compound interest calculated annually on a certain sum of money for the second year is rupees 1,296, and for the third year it is rupees 1399.68. Find the rate of interest and the money invested. So let us answer it. Let the money invested be rupees P, we do not know it, and the rate of interest be R% per annum. Now by problem, P whole into 1 plus R by 100 square minus the amount in the first year, you know, P whole into 1 plus R by 100, that equals to 1296. Let it be because someone is given. And P whole into 1 plus R by 100 whole cube minus P whole into 1 plus R upon 100 square is equal to 1399.68. That will be equation number 2. Now what we are doing is that we are dividing the equation number 2 by the equation number 1. And this way you get 1 plus R upon 100, that equals to 1399.68 by 1296. Okay, and if you just simply divide it, it becomes 1.08. Or this way you can write 1 plus 8 upon 100. That is by comparison, you know, or by simple calculation you can see that R equals to 8. That is the debt percent is 8%. And from the equation 1, if you put the value of R in the equation number 1, this I have calculated, you know, and you get P is equal to 1296 by 1.08 into 0.08. That is 1296 by 0.0864, and if you calculate it, it becomes 15,000. So finally, what is the answer? The rate of interest is 8% per annum, and the money invested is rupees 15,000. Now dear friends, let me not lengthen this video session any further. I will be continuing this problems on the compound interest in my next video session with some more elaborated examples, you know. So till then, allow me to say you ciao, and before I end, I request you to subscribe my channel or to share it and like it if you like it.